Wagwan, what's great? Sheffield John Morris again, man, and today we're making none other than chicken cordon bleu. So if that's something that you're interested in, stick around. After the intro, get into it.
We know about sardine, mackerel, chicken neck, chicken back. Nothing a waste, nothing a dash way.
We're making chicken cordon bleu, as I said before. Nice little classic dish. Just something to just shift the appetite in this pandemic. Something different, so to speak. So let's get right into it. The first thing you want to do is you want to have some plastic wrap. And I have here a cutting board. Just going to stretch that plastic wrap over my chicken breast here, which has already been washed with some vinegar. So you want to grab a knife and we're just going to butterfly this chicken. Something like so. Gently run your knife. Ensure not to go all the way through because you don't want to pierce this. Now we're just going to get our plastic wrap. And you want to pound this to smooth side so that it doesn't break up. So we pound this because we want to get the chicken even so it cooks at the same time, as well as to get it big enough so that we can roll everything in, right? I have 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder in there. 1 teaspoon of cracked black pepper and 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. Mix that up. So in with that rub. Sprinkle it all over. Just a generous amount. Put back the plastic on there. Flip that over. And lift. So that way you don't have to really touch the chicken, right? And then in another generous portion of our seasoning. It's a Swiss cheese, thinly sliced. I'm gonna go down with 1 slice right there. Another slice right here. Ensure to leave space at the sides. You're gonna hit that with 3 slices of ham. Ensure everything is centered. And then 1 more slice of that Swiss cheese right on top. We're gonna lift this up. Put this over. And we're gonna gently and tightly roll this. So you pull that off. Gently, tightly roll this and pull. Tuck that underneath there like that. And roll. Then you pull that plastic like that. So squeeze, roll, tuck. So getting like a nice cylinder shape. And we'll do that all the way out. Squeeze, roll, tuck. Get everything nice and tight. Once it's like that, you grab the ends of the bag or the plastic wrap. Grab the ends. Squeeze them in like this. And then now you're going to hold it like this and roll. Hold firmly, roll. Roll. And that's what you want. Nicely rolled and tightened, right? And then we're going to set that in a pan. And you do this until you have all the chicken ready. As I said, I'm just doing 2 chicken breasts today. And once you're done this, we're going to rest this in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes just for everything to stay sealed and firm. Alright, so now we have the chicken in the fridge firming up. We're going to make the sauce. And it's a simple Alfredo sauce. First thing, heat up a pan. We're going to go in with butter. So while that butter is melting, we're going to go in with some onion. I'm using a small piece of white onion, finely diced. And we're just going to saute those off until translucent. Once you got that translucent, Gonna hit that with half teaspoon of garlic chopped. Gonna season that with a little bit of salt, crushed pepper, and a tablespoon of all-purpose flour. Mix that in, trying to get a nice little roux. And to that we're gonna add half a cup of heavy cream. You can choose to add milk if you don't have any heavy cream for this method. If you have white wine, you can add white wine in here, and that will elevate the flavor a little bit more. So I'm gonna add a touch of white wine in here. Here we go, nothing much, like a corkful. Season that. Touch of basil, dry basil leaf, and the same thing for some dry oregano. Another half teaspoon. At this point you want to taste your sauce to adjust the seasoning. Nice. The only thing we're going to put in here, some Parmigiano. I'm just going to grate that in. Whoa. Nice. So put cheese to your desire, your liking. And the Parmigiano is a little bit salty, so therefore that's why we test it before we add the cheese to know how much of the cheese to put in. And we'll just let this simmer on low heat. Alright? So now we're going to work on the batter and the breading. For the batter, we're going to go in with 1 egg and about a 1/4 cup of water. Season that lightly, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Whisk. Of course, a lot of people would put milk in here, but I'm not going to put any milk. Just a little bit of water and the egg. And whisk that out. Nice. Push that to the side. We have here some panko breadcrumbs. And this is the breadcrumb without the crust, Japanese style. And we have about a 1.5 cups here. Remember that seasoning that we made earlier? We're going to put the remainder in here. Grate a bit of that Parmigiano cheese in there. And we're going to mix that in. And the breading is done. Now for the flour. We have about a 1/2 cup of flour. Just going to put a pinch of salt. So we season every step of the way, lightly, because we don't want to ignore the flavors. And a touch of black pepper. Nothing much. So every coating, that chicken is going to be flavorful. So we have our flour, egg wash, panko breadcrumb, and our chicken is right here. Now we're going to remove this from the wrapping. It's been over half an hour now in the fridge. And look at that. It's nice and firm. You want to go into the flour. Lightly bread that with the flour. Lightly cover that. Tap the excess off. Into the egg wash. Keep one hand dry, one wet to prevent all that mess, right? Roll that around gently because you don't want to unwrap everything that you work so hard on. Shake the excess off. Push that to the side and into your breadcrumb. So this is where the dry hand would come in. And we drop that onto the chicken. Alright, so I want to double bread this because I do not want all my cheese to come oozing out. So, grab my thing, back into my egg wash, lightly run that around, get it on the sides, drain the excess, push that to the side, grab a handful, back into the breadcrumb, over. Shake the excess off. And there we have a nice, beautiful chicken cordon bleu. And what you need to do now, just repeat this process until you have all the chicken breaded. In my case, I'm only doing 2. Fry this one of 2 ways. You can fry it in a pan or deep fry it until you get a nice golden brown, and then we're going to finish this off in the oven. So down goes in my oil at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright, so we take that right up just as soon as we achieve a nice little golden brown right around, right? And then now, I'm going to move this. So if you have a drip pan at home, you can use that. I'm going to be using this for the oven with a shine bowl. And we're just going to put that in. So the reason why I put it in this basket and then in the bowl, so when it's in the oven baking at 350, then whatever excess oil that's in the breadcrumb will just seep out and go into the bottom of this bowl so that the chicken itself doesn't become soggy. So as I said, this can also be achieved if you get like a drip pan with that rack. Put the chicken on there, and there we go. We're gonna pop this in the oven, preheated already, but at 350 degrees for 5 minutes, and then we should have perfect chicken cordon bleu. Hear that crunch? So what I did was took this out and I let it rest for about 5 minutes. And there you have it. I am sweaty, tired, and hungry. We're about to eat this. And chicken cordon bleu is served with some asparagus, you know what I say, and mashed potato. So if you enjoy this, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave in the comment section what you'd like to see next. You see me? Once again, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, safe travel upon the gravel and go and big up on yourself. Don't do that, Bushy.